Howdy, hello, and hola! Here are your new and updated mods for Wednesday, December the 3rd. All platforms have got 12 new and 8 updates. PC Mac Player's got 4 new and 1 update, totaling 25 mods today. Actually, a pretty good day. We got some cool new ones, got some great updates as well. So, let's jump right in. If you're in a hurry and you just want to see the new mods for today, well, all platforms got the Lizard ATC 200 Big Red, 2017 Police Pickup Truck, Massey Ferguson Series 7710S, the CLAAS Blue Dominator 108, aka the CLAAS Ford Dominator, Massey Ferguson Fendt 8570 pack, yeah, it's a Fendt now, Welger DK 115 trailer, Lizard Gravel trailer, K-Brand RM 610R mulcher, Pöttinger Eurotop 801A Multitast windrow, Lizard FOP or the FOP 61610. I don't want to say that again. It's a 3-meter cultivator. Kaweco Profi 3 slurry tanker and a new Mac Vierbach. Vierbach? Vierbach. And PC Mac Player's new gun, Who Let the Dogs Out? Of course, Yoast would release a mod like that. The Bomet Coma cultivator, Sirot pushing fork leveler, and the farming RP pack, which I really like. Let's start them off with the Lizard ATC 200 Big Red from Sluches Mining. This chunky boy is going to be $1,250 and has weirdly 3 horsepower. Thought maybe we'd have a little bit more than that, but maybe not. We got a manual transmission, 80 mile per hour max speed. Can you go 80 miles an hour with 3 horsepower? I don't know. Let's find out. How about that? We have a work platform on here, which we could do with straps or no platform, and no platform does not have straps. Wheel brands, we've got the, well, regular setup. You can change up your rims and tires all at the same time, so you can kind of swing through and find the ones that you like through there. Kind of a big fan of just the stock setup, so we'll just stick with that. Fenders, we have no or yes. It's just going to extend out the back a little bit. Side stickers, we have the 200. You've also got the all-terrain sticker or nada. It's actually the one under your seat, not the one on the gas tank. You also have the back stickers as well. Let's fling this around and see. You got that ATC right there. Love that blue and black. That looks very, very cool. Stickers on the seat themselves. You got the big red or no. Of course, we're going to put big red on there. And then we've got the rear axle, which actually starts at its widest and gets narrower. I think maybe the second set is probably good, but you know what? Just spread them out all the way. That looks good. And then we have colors for literally all the things. So, moment of truth. Does it really have 3 horsepower, or is it supposed to say 30? I think that's more than 3. We're heading up just fine. We're going to hit 80 miles an hour without any issues whatsoever. Looking good, looking very good. Will it flip like, other 3-wheelers in real life? They banned them, you know? Oh, she doesn't want to turn. Not that speed anyway. Low speeds, perfectly fine. It's actually got a decent turning radius here too. Check that out. Nice. Alrighty. What about the suspension on here? You know, I don't use DLSS and I still get ghosting. Gotta love Farm Sim. We're not gonna test this thing doing crazy jumps or bouncing or anything like that. I just want to see, let's see, with a thing like this, this should have a solid rear axle, I believe. Right? Usually that's the way it is. Honestly, this whole thing kind of feels solid to me. I don't really feel much of a suspension, although it does look like we have a little bit of suspension on the back. Just not much on the front. Still, not too shabby. It does get up and move, and if you've been wanting a nice 3-wheeler, hey, we got one for you. Next on our list, we got the 2017 Police Pickup. This one is pretty neat. It has actually got some pretty sweet setups. You can change up all kinds of decals on here, which I am a humongo fan of. However, the logos are a little weird. I think maybe there needs to be an update. I'll show you what I mean. So, $45,000 for you to get this. We start with the LED sign. This one's actually going to be on the very back, so it adds just like a safety traffic sign there. You do either in English or in Turkish. Engine setup, you got a 300, 306, 404 horsepower, and then you've also got a 200. And then back in as well. You can see you have different things in a manual or variable transmissions, which I like. I think that's pretty cool. You've also got wheel brands from Continental and Nokian. The Nokians look terrible, absolutely off. Where are the hubcap? What are they attached to? This is magic. It looks awful. And then if you go with the Continental and you go with the standard 2 set, the wheels are too far in, so you could see what they're supposed to look like. But unfortunately, half of the brake disc is on the outside, so it's just incorrect all around. I can't. Oh, how'd this get through testing? I want it, but DJ shouldn't be finding this. QA should be finding this. Then we can go into design. This is where you're going to be choosing your different livery options, which is very cool. If you go with this one, for example, which I imagine quite a few people would, this is kind of your stereotypical police setup. And then you go to logos, and you're like, all right, police, 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 and then none. And you say, well, what? Where are the ones on the door? They're white. They're the same color as the door. So you will have to change the color, but if you change it to black, then you can't see it on the hood. Didn't think that one through quite, did we? As far as everything else goes, yeah, you got that. Back upper decal, you go with security forces, border patrol, traffic safety, and community service. Unfortunately, no farmer cop section there. You can also do the different emergency setups right through there. And then you can do a T161, A01, and you can also do the 911. Beacon bar, where you've got the red left, blue right. You can do all red or all blue. Front strobes, same thing with that as well. And then you've also got front strobes yet again, which probably in the they're in the windshield strobes, not front. Oh, Lord have mercy. And then we swing it around towards the very back again, and we got strobes in the back, and those are in the back window. We also have an attacher, so you can throw a trailer hitch on there, and then we've got colors as well. If you go in here to main color, let's change up blue, for example. It doesn't actually change anything if you've got one of your designs on. So if we go here to the main, well, boom. Now that works just fine. And also, if you go with this setup, this also works, but not this, and not this. I don't know why. There some liberties were taken with options. You can also change up that police logo. Like I said, you can change it to black, which shows on the side, but kind of at the top, it's more of a stealth. It's a little different. And then you can do with the upper decal, the lower decal. You've also got the number decal at the very bottom, and then you've got your rim colors, which I've left these on for a reason. This is a pretty sweet setup. So this is all of the above. I do appreciate that they've got the red on the correct side. If you guys don't know, the red goes on the driver's side. If you're going to be going red and blue, if you're just blue, well, there is no red, so it doesn't really matter at that point. It is just the 2017 pickup at the end of the day as well, so it's not going to be driving any different than that. If we take a look, we can unfold the car. So it just kind of unfolds that back section right there. Turning on the warning by danger. That's it. And then you've also got the police, but I'm not going to run that because that is very, very loud. And straps in the back. Otherwise, that's it. Very cool. You run the lights like beacon lights, regular lights on the front. It was a cool truck, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I think this is the setup I would probably go for with police, and then it's like stealthy on the front hood, so if you're like behind somebody, maybe they don't know. I don't know. Either way, we definitely need to get those wheel options fixed, because that is a real crime. Next on the list, the Massey Ferguson Series 7710S from Hispano Mining. I believe that this is one of their final conversions. We probably will see a couple more, but I think we're getting near the end of the list now. On here, we've got between 175 and 220 horsepower. Wheel brands on the Trelleborg, on the Michelin, Continental, and Midas, on BKT, and Verastein, and Nokian, and back. Yes, I did do the reindeer rhyme with that. We also have a couple different wheel options for each one, which is very, very nice. So you can choose the ones that you like. Always important. You also have the front wheel fenders. Those are optional. Very nice. Beacons, left, right, both, neither, or all of the above. 25, 50, 75, and 100 on your window tint. And then we have front loaders from Quickie and Hauer. Then we have colors for all of the things. We actually already have a 7700, so if you're using that one, just a heads up, this one is a little bit different, but as always, I think kind of, I don't want to say bare minimum, but kind of bare minimum here with the mirrors. Next up, the CLAAS Blue Dominator 108. This was actually the crossplay version of the CLAAS Ford Dominator 108 that we got not too long ago from Mark Thor. You may notice that all the Ford logos now say blue. So from 1965 to 1986, CLAAS partnered with Ford to distribute their combines throughout the United States. This is a CLAAS Dominator 108 in authentic, genuine color code of Ford blue, or in this case, it's, I guess, blue. Yeah, as a tribute to the Ford CLAAS 106 of the 70s and 80s. Now, with this being a cross-play mod, unfortunately, it is only going to be available as CLAAS right here, but it is still blue. So there's that as well. If you wanted something a little bit different, a little bit more American, rock and roll, baby. Oh, here we got 260 horsepower. You can bump that up to 360 if you would like with a Super Tune option. We have capacities of 10,000, 20,000, and 30,000. Now, the 10,000 will be the realistic version, but you can increase that a little bit if you would like. And it doesn't actually cost anything. So you can choose this because you like it, not because you need something that holds more. I prefer that. I like using what I want and then it just doing whatever I need. If only life was like that. We do have a couple different wheel brands to choose from. Always fantastic when we get those options, especially on a combine harvester. Absolutely love it. And then we've got the lizard set right there as well. You can change those up. Warning signs. We got yes and no, but for this model, you'll probably choose no. Tractor triangle, that one's going to be a big 10-4 good buddy. A yes, please on the back. Name. You could choose lots of different names. I'm not going to go through them, but from Amy to Zoe and everything in between. Nobody clipped that. First number 0. Second number 9. Or in my case, 3 for Dale. There you go. And then you got colors for all the things. So you can change it up to be a darker blue if you prefer that. And then you can change up the chassis there as well, or change up the chassis like a gray. That's not a bad looking combine harvester if I do say so myself. Love it, love it, love it. Also, if you change the main color, your hub color will change as well. So be ready for that. Now, we've talked about that. Now let's talk about your accessories or accessori. We have a 5.1 meter, 8 mile an hour regular grain head and header trailer to go along with it. We have a 3.6 meter corn header, which will also do your sunflowers. And then we have a Helianthus cutter style as well. This one's neat because the Helianthus cutter on here will do soybeans, corn, canola, sorghum, and sunflowers. So it actually does quite a few different things. That's kind of neat. You got a header trailer for that. Couple more header trailers as well. Maybe if you've got a little bit more power under the hood, where you go with a 7.7 or an 8.5 meter. You do have a 6 meter corn head as well, and header trailers for those as well. What an absolute monster of a machine this thing is. Super cool. Very excited that it's out. And I may just have to be using this thing myself. I mean, with an 8 meter header? Come on. Rock and roll. Now, this next one's very cool. The Massey Ferguson Fendt 8570 pack. Yeah. So this is basically that Massey Ferguson that we've got in the base game, but you could change it up with some different options. Check this out. So we have 4 things in here. This is also pretty cool too. If you guys wanted like a Massey version of the corn header that we got in the game, 6 meter. Well, there's one right there. I would go get that now. If just for that, this pack is worth it. You can rock this. So there's our normal Massey 8570. Or we can flip that thing around a little bit and go with the Fendt 8570. Now, this holds the same capacity. Houses everything. 8,000 liters. Got 250 horsepower. All that normal stuff. We do have, I think, an extended set of wheel options. There's nothing crazy, no like duals or anything. Would be cool to see some duals. I think we got plenty of room for it, so I wish we could do that, but alas, not today. We also have with or without the Daimler pack, so that is going to be that camera in there. I've actually gone with it. So if you go without it, it's just a picture in the back, but if you go or without it, sorry, it's just a picture, but if you go with it, you actually get a camera. You see that camera down there? They've actually put one there. That's pretty cool. We also have an animation of mouse or IC. I've gone for IC in my version just so I can show it to you, show you how everything works. But in here, we can rock with that Fendt right there. 6 meter working with on that. Then we have our grain head right here, 6 meters on here as well. Got the Fendt there, and then we can even swap it over to the header trailer itself. How cool is that, man? I think that's super neat. Let's jump in. Let's turn it on here. You can see we've got the picture there, the video rather. We have 2 cameras, as a matter of fact. One where it hooks up and the other one at the top where it's not. I wish I could kind of change that, but unfortunately I cannot. As far as opening stuff, we do have animations. There you go. We can open that up. Let's see. Spin around. We can open up that door right there. Are there no more animations inside? Huh. Maybe I went with the wrong version. Regardless, still very cool. Does all the same normal stuff. Yeah, I love that. That's so awesome. Next up, Welger DK 115, the Bale Yeeter trailer. This kind of set up for Bales to be going yeet right into the back. However, you don't have to use it like that. This is the one that I've got situated. So it comes like this, $11,500, and it does have auto load as well, 79 all the way up to 121 centimeters. So you can rock and roll with different setups. So at 8,000 or 10,800 liter capacity, you got your Bale trailer right here set up. We've also got the Bale loader like that, Bale trailer from the side, open Bale trailer, or nada all the way. And then we have the wheel brands, Trelleborg, Continental BKT, and we can change a few of those up. Always nice to see that. You do have a used set, so you can change up kind of the different sets for used. I like that a lot. Sport board, you can run that. Platform, you can run that at the front. And air brakes, I would definitely recommend going with those. Otherwise, trailer is going to go right into the back of the tractor. Now, it does say with the Bale collector configuration, bales can be picked up, but there is no Bale collector setup. There's Bale loader. Maybe there's an issue with translations in the mod description, perhaps. I don't actually have it installed, but the Linde AP730, this is probably one that I would go for because you see here, it's got a whoosh. Kind of a nice little movement right there. I think there's one or two other balers as well, but it's the only one with a screenshot that I could confirm. Unfortunately, we just got so many mods these days, it's hard to keep up with all of them. Used to take every single mod in the game. Now I don't even know half of what's come out in the past week. Whew, oh man. All right, what's next? Next on my list today, we have the Lizard Gravel Trailer. Now this one's actually pretty neat. It is a super mega heavy duty trailer. It weighs 3 tons just by itself, which is quite hefty. And we have chunk O tires. Oh man. They do say that it's built primarily to be carried or pulled behind a wheeled excavator to transport gravel and carry your different tools. They say, but you can also pull behind a tractor or other vehicles that have a trailer. They also have say the trailer is built with 2 pendulum axles able to drive on rough terrain. I think we can all figure that one out. So 10,000 liter capacity on here. It is a regular tipper trailer. So at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to with it. It's really just the style of trailer that we're looking at here. We got no design decals. We have a nice option 1 and 2. We'll stick it on 2. Actually, no, we'll do 1 because I did 2 on the one in game. Trelleborg and BKT tires only, nothing else. That is it. We do have light options. However, these are just going to be the rear tail lights. Toolbox is going to be added towards the front on the left side and the right side. An extra door can be added on the very back. It is a pretty low door by default, but works just like normal. We have a pin hitch or a ball hitch, and then we have colors for all the stuff. And for those of you that need straps for whatever reason, well, we got those too, and they line up perfectly exactly where they look like. I love that. And then we have the K-brand RM610R. By the way, I don't think I've addressed this in a couple years. The reason I do not say the KUHN brand is because YouTube thinks it is a derogatory term in English, and my videos get demonetized every time I say it, even though it's the brand of this. And yes, I've even told my YouTube representative about it, and I don't think there's much that can be done. So we'll continue to call it the K brand. Moving on. I wasn't even quite sure what this was until I looked into the specs. It's a mulcher. It is 180 horsepower, 6 meters and 9 miles an hour. Pretty handy through there. Then we have a beacon light, which we can throw on the back of it. It is powered through PTO, and all the mulchy bits are down there at the bottom. Pretty cool mod, all things considered. I do like the fact that this can be used behind your tractor. You can fold it up, do all the good stuff. Very, very handy to have a mulcher like this, especially when it's powered. Basically, it's a 6-meter power harrow that's a mulcher. Moving it on now, we got the Eurotop 801A Multitast. Not a word I normally say out loud. Multitast. Not task test. I don't even know what that is. This is a windrow, though. We know that much. 60 horsepower, 7.6 meters and 9 miles an hour. We have the design of a standard setup or the Multitast dismantled. So the wheels aren't there anymore? I guess so. We do have a folding mechanism, which could be added as well. That's pretty cool, and I would definitely go with that. It says 7.7 meters. Oh, they are just dismantled, so when it folds up, that goes away. Well, that changes everything. Yeah, keep it like that. That's pretty sweet. As always, I know there's a lot of people who are big fans of Pöttinger, and it's always nice to have one more option for you guys. For those of you that have been missing 3-meter cultivators, well, today is your lucky day. Lizard FOP 616.10. A long way to say 3-meter cultivator. I don't get them, but I guess I'll never will. 35 horsepower, 3 meters, 9 miles an hour, red. Done? Done. And as about a tanker, the Kaweco Profi 3. It's a big old chunky boy and actually matches up perfect with some of the CLAAS stuff that we've got that used to be DLC and is now here, so finally PlayStation 4 players can use it the game after it comes out. If we jump in, if you know, you know. This bad boy, 23,000 liters of slurry digest, a 300 horsepower is recommended, 9 mile an hour max speed, and you're going to hook up all of your different three-point attachments to the back, drag hoses, cultivators, things like that. As far as wheel brands, we got a Trelleborg Chonk set, Michelin Chonk, Vredestein Chonk. Vredestein's chunky. Let's leave those on there. Decals, we can change this up a little bit. It's going to be your branding on the side. We also have the Schergrim. Yeah, the Schergrim. You've got that. And then the Panther. I don't know what that is, but you've got that as well. Is that on the back? Yep, on the back. Oh, beacon light. It's wonderful when things get translated into the game, huh? And then you got the design color, which of course, main color, and then you've got your rim color as well. So if you don't want it to look like CLAAS, you don't have to. Still a very neat setup right here. I do dig pieces of equipment like this. Man, that's a cool tanker, dude. Are you ready for the last one for all platforms today? Well, we have a new map, and it is a challenge style map. A 4v4, one on what? It's quadrants. Yeah, there's 4 things split up. Not the Lando Norris quadrant, the other one, the one with 4 sides. This is the map, the crazy map. Each quadrant is set up, so up here, you've got like farmlands 27 and 37. You basically take this, turn it 90 degrees to the right, and then you get farmland 18 and so on and so forth, all the way down and all the way around. It is a vicious cycle all the way down and around. Now, as far as I can tell, we don't actually own anything. I think we own like whatever that little spot down there is, but I don't know. We also get a few pieces of equipment, but nothing too wild and crazy. But it is pretty cool that you can actually go in and buy the different bits in these quadrants. So it's not all like, oh, you bought this quarter of the map. Sweet. No, you actually have to go through and like buy this. This would be a pretty cool map if you were setting it up with like a multiplayer set. As a matter of fact, there is a version of this map that is set up for multiplayer as well. So basically, if you are here in new farmer mode, we're going to see that we've got a couple vehicles down at the bottom. However, I think they're right here. Yeah, right there they are. Bam. So this is kind of like the middle of the map almost. This is the house, I guess. It's not really a house, but it's something. So we got a place to change clothes, place to sleep, and a man to watch you. Yep, with the bearded glasses. Totally doesn't look like Farmer Cop. Get out of my house! Anyway, over here you got a couple little bits and bobs. It is said that in multiplayer, each team's got a couple different things that they start off with, which cannot be sold, so at least that is nice. And you got all kinds of stuff. Plus, you've got the little award ceremony area right here. Ha! DJ's number 1. Yeah. Now, if you were expecting any new crops, well, I'm sad to disappoint you, unfortunately. If we jump down here to crop calendar, well, it's going to be pretty standard stuff in there. No animals, as you would expect. We do have a few contracts to choose from, which is always nice. As far as our production chains, there's quite a few to own. As a matter of fact, 4 of everything. However, none are owned by default because nothing is owned by default. And then if we take a look at vehicles, there is nothing. If you wanted to run the multiplayer version, you could go up here and run the MP. So there's the single player kind of setup, and then you've got the multiplayer setup right here. The only difference is you're going to be getting those extra pieces of equipment in multiplayer. And interestingly enough, this mod has 5 required mods, 4 of which are from the original modder. Now we got some updates for all platforms. We'll start with the Case IH Steiger Series 2025. This was from Carl Farms at its version 1001. He's added the rear camera monitor configurations. To view the rear camera, though, you will need the Mercedes-Benz Trucks Pack DLC. He's also fixed the window tint on the large frame wheeled Steiger, added GPS engage and disengaging sounds, fixed the Steiger decals on the large frame model, added the care wheels function to dual narrow wheel configs and road track belts 18-inch and 21-inch, fixed the narrow frame exhaust particles, fixed the track belt mud mash on certain track belts, fixed the mud not accumulating on the rear right track of the large frame quad track, also removed the quad track 425 config, adjusted the torque values, fixed the large frame Steiger blinkers and inner rim sizes, adjusted the small frame trailer joint location, and adjusted the exhaust sounds under load. Big update. Next up from Mac Trucker 921, we got the Autoloading Bale, the combo trailer version 1007. It will say current right beside it. It says fix the issue that caused the tension straps for the gooseneck top deck to be visible without the gooseneck configuration. JENZ HEM 583 version 1.3 fix the reflection on the crane. EPS cab now enterable, the player figure visible then. Additional fixed crane folding camera added, more realistic prices, and they've added a camera system for the pipe, which does require the Mercedes-Benz Trucks DLC, only available on the EPS cab config though. Next up, the Framest Tillage pack version 1.2 console release changed the Framest V6000 to cultivator. Tool colors are synced with the Frapper pack, oh boy, and bonding volume fixed on the Disc. Compost production got a quick update, version 1201, fixed the fill type warnings and errors with the pallet when playing without pallet production. And we got some map updates as well, including BR163 MS Brazil, version 1002. The plan ticket harvesting calendar has been changed. Starbuck, Minnesota got a massive update. This is going to be version 1207. We're going to zoom into this one because it is a long one. So they've removed the unlicensed brands from the cross-play certification, added alfalfa as a new crop, starter farm, barn, and silo are now sellable, edge map now ownable, or entire map now ownable, farmland 60 offers discounted access to the city and roads. Also fields touched up and resized to better utilize the available land. Roads have been refined across the map for smoother navigation and improved visual flow. The map boundary has been blended for improved visual feel. Extended lake into the boundary for natural integration, toned down the foliage for better performance, enhanced the environmental soundscapes for more immersive experience, fixed the floating sign near the Starbuck Depot Museum, added street lights to the starter farm. Scrolling on down and starting at the top again, we got new farmer mode, which now includes a cow barn, a large silo, and 2 additional fields, 3 in total. AI park cars have been touched up and will dealer as some life, sounds, animals, etc. Oil mill's been added, Taylor's been added. The dairy factory touched up, 20 cows to get you started with 28,000 liters of TMR for food, a new farmer, which is fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We always get animals, but nobody ever gives us food. Shouty outy to furries. Also, 81 of 360 chickens to get you started. 14 out of 26 sheep to get you started. We also have a new shed and starting farm, which replaces the smaller one that was there. The Ferguson 9S additional starting vehicle. Starting farm touch-ups. Farmland 39 shed has been added. Farmland 42 cow barn now has cows. And NPCs are now present around the town. Is that it? Yep, that is it. It does say a new save game is required, and it may also show on some players' games as either new or update. I can't remember. Was this a mod that was removed, I think, but it was now back? Regardless, if you were playing on it, you will have to have a new save to get all this. And your last update today for all platforms is going to be East Frisian Coast version 1.1. This was also showing as new on the mod hub, but it is an update as it's got 78 votes. It is currently rocking a 3.3 star. Again, version 1.1, each farm decorations are sellable all in one now. Biogas plant now works, rebuilded the completely. Undle farm? That feels weird to say out loud. Coastal farm is partially reworked. Small changes for the other farmyards. Widen the entrance to the logistics center. Several updates for the infrastructure. Several further bug fixes and a new save game required yet again. Who let the dogs out? It's PC mods. Oh, yeah. We got Who Let the Dogs Out from Yost Polycan Taz. This allows you to place down an unlimited number of dog houses on your farm. I don't know why this had to be a script or a thing that they did on the PC. I kind of wish it was all platforms, but I think we all do, so there's that. Yeah, we put down, what is that, 8 of them? Yeah, 8. Actually, all 8. That's all 8 of the dogs. As soon as I put it down, most of them took off running. So there's been like, this little guy right here, he's chilling. He's just hanging out. Over here, another border collie, chilling. Everybody else did not care. The labs were like, I'm out, and they're playing. I don't really know what to say about this. It just allows you to put more dogs down. Yeah. Next, we can talk about the Bomet Coma cultivator. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is a small little cultivator. In here, we have 3.6 meter working wind. We can bump that up to a 4.6 if you like. Horsepower goes from 88 all the way up to 108, and it weighs a little bit more as well. Both of them, 9 mile an hour max speed on it. This is the smaller version right here. As you can see, no hitch on the very back, but it does say 3.6 right there. So at least you'll know. Next to last new mod today, we got the Sirot pushing fork from Fred. This is used to put on the front or back of your tractor or whatever 3-point hitch you've got and help out with leveling out your chaff. And, well, it says maize silage, so there is that. 2,000 liter capacity for all of your chaff products on there, which is always very, very nice. Again, 3-point hitch, don't forget about that. And no color options either, so just kind of what you see is what you get on this one. Your last new one for PC and Mac players back into the mod hub, so it must be a script, and it is. So this is the Farming RP pack. They say, would you like to make your farming simulator experience more immersive and authentic? Well, the Farming RP pack brings subtle but meaningful changes that make daily farming life feel more believable, perfect for roleplay style gameplay. Main features here include no fast travel, the game remembers your exact player position, contracts without borrowed vehicles, you have to use your own, productions are locked to store mode, you must manually move the goods between them and sell points, loans are disabled, decorative trees times 20, meant for planting and harvesting real trees, not instant forests. There you go. Animals must be bought and sold at the dealer with a trailer, no magic deliveries, manual carry limit about 50 kilograms, no more lifting logs like a superhero, which is like half what you normally can. Usually you lift about 100 kgs. Selling land only returns 50% of its purchase price. That's actually not bad. I kind of like that, weirdly enough. And vehicles with 100% damage will not start. You have to tow them to the workshop, just like in real life. The base game does not support transporting chickens, and you will need a trailer mod that allows birds to transport. Every once in a while, we get a mod pack that tries to do something wild and crazy, and usually there's one or two things in it that people really don't like. However, I'll be honest with you, like, all of this goes against every bone in my body on how this is made. And I like this mod pack. If I was going to play realistic roleplay style-ish, I would want things like this to be there. This is great. This is awesome. I love this. Hey, awesome. 5 stars right here. And we only have one update today for PC and Mac players. This is the Linde YH40 telehandler version 1001 that fixed the disappearing windshield wiper and added the missing rear view camera. It's very, very cool. It's based on the Cinnabogin and Fendt. As a matter of fact, they're part of this pack. It is a pack, but you can go with the Linde YH40 if you like it. I dig it, man. Red and black. Can't go wrong. And that is it for this one. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. Get subscribed if you're new and join the JEGoHam fam. Double check those notifications that way you never miss videos like this one. I do already have Farm Sim news out, where we talked about the modded 9RX 830 from Den Spawning. Welker Farms Big Bud 700 is getting some progress, and Goldcrest Valley is coming back for Puma 145. I think Zella Boogie's doing one as well. I need to go back and double check on that. Nonetheless, hope you have an awesome rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.